Well, it looks like an old favorite on this channel has some competition finally. Prepare yourselves for the battle of a lifetime. What's up guys, my name's McNally, welcome to my channel. So, we've covered quite heavily My Story Animated. If you don't know what My Story Animated is, basically people tell their stories and this company will animate them, put them into a nice little video, put a voiceover on it, and there you go. I've concluded over watching a couple of these and covering them in videos that most of the stories seem to be fake. Probably just a bunch of people getting together and writing stuff. But now I have discovered a new player on the scene called Share My Story Animated. Now, the difference between the two is that My Story Animated is long videos, like some of these things can get up to 20 minutes, but My Story Animated is short videos. So I went through and picked out a couple that I thought, just based off the title alone, I have not seen them, were just crazy. So I'm going into this kind of like anyone out there who doesn't know what this is. And I'm gonna see, does this channel that nearly has 2 million subscribers, by the way, they just started like 6 months ago, this channel, so don't tell me that corporations aren't controlling YouTube. Is this a viable player on the scene to take over the reins from My Story Animated, chip away at the power they have? Let's find out. Let's begin with I'm allergic to school, an allergy we all wish we had.
Hello everyone, my name is Emma. I am 13 years old. I live with my beloved parents in the city of flowers.
Well, right off the bat, we can definitely tell a lot shittier quality. I mean, what kind of mic are they using? Are they just using like the little mic that comes on the Apple headphones that come with the phone? Also, not great animating. I mean, granted, My Story Animated is nothing to really, you know, it's not something you'll see on TV, but it's a lot better than this right off the bat. Apparently, she has a really awesome dad. In my experience, when a dad wears something like that says Super Dad or has like a mug that says #1 Dad, they're not that great of a dad. And clearly the mom is, well, crap compared to the dad. I mean, this is my super dad and this is my mom.
We are a happy family. I love making new friends. In fact, I am habitual to that.
It kind of sounds like she has a gun to her head.
We are very happy here, and I love making new friends.
Which, by the way, didn't know Portland was known as the City of Flowers. Okay.
It is my second day in my new school, the third school of mine within the last few weeks. It is fun changing schools. I am happy and relieved that finally my new school has no flowering plants on the campus, as the past experiences have troubled me.
Oh, I feel like I just missed a huge chunk of this story. She moves schools three times in a span of a couple weeks, and apparently she has a thing about having flowers in the front yard of her schools that apparently pisses her off. Was a major chunk of this story just not included?
On the very first day, during the assembly, I started getting rashes on my skin. It was irritating.
I'm having the hardest time trying to figure out, is this a real person speaking, or is this a computer? Because
I cried out, and one of the teachers approached me. The teacher thought I had gotten the sun rashes and called my parents to take me back home.
Sun rashes? I mean, come on. I'm supposed to believe that now the sun can give you, I've heard of sun poisoning, sure, but sun rashes? And on your first day of the new school, of the third new school you've been to, I think it would be safe to say this girl is either cursed or just has really bad luck.
My parents took me home. My skin was still reddish. My dad gave me some usual tablets, and I was okay in a few hours.
You would say my dad gave me medicine, or my dad gave me allergy medicine. You wouldn't say my dad gave me capsules. It makes it sound like your dad is like a drug dealer on the side or something.
But I forgot this very soon and went happily to school the next day. I was asked to stand in the shed because of yesterday's incident. But within the next few minutes, the same rashes developed on my skin.
Wait, so you get to school and they don't even let you in the school? You have to go stand in a shed? Isn't that illegal? Talk about getting off on the wrong foot.
My parents were called again, and I was taken back home. My father inquired with the principal about the problem, but of no use.
Now, I may not be a parent or a teacher, but my next thought would be, well, why don't we just, go to the doctor? Seems like a pretty simple solution.
I changed my school. I was very happy about the new school. It was my first day. It had a lot of flowering plants.
Apparently she never goes into the school. She just walks around the front of the school.
The first day for the new student in that school was greeted with the playing period. We were playing seesaw on the ground.
as opposed to seesaw, in the sky.
Rashes developed on my skin. I went to the teacher, and she was scared looking at the blemishes on my skin.
Isn't that the same teacher from the other school?
I came back home. After taking tablets,
Maybe it's the tablets. Again, who says I took tablets?
and we went to play the game on the ground. I was having fun. The rashes again came back on my skin. The principal called my parents, and I was back home again. Was I allergic to schools?
That's the same principal from the first school. Also, did you see how many times he had called this girl's father? Listen, I'm not one to spread rumors, but I think your principal is a tad bit obsessed with your father.
He caught the reason behind the rashes. On the next day, he took me to the school in bright sunlight.
Did you hear that, peaking of that mic?
Then he took me to the playing ground, and after a few minutes, I started developing rashes on my skin. He had beat the right hot metal.
I've never at any point ever heard the phrase, he beat the right metal. Now they're just making sayings up.
He also invested the first school and got to know that they had some flowers in common, and that was why I was getting rashes. Finally, the issue was solved.
Sounds like Dad has a lot of time on his hands. He investigated the school. What, was he just out there picking out flowers out of your first school, out of the front yard, just going,
After a big investigation, my dad found a school having no such flowering plants. I was happy, excited, and relieved. She tied a pink, silky ribbon embedded within the mop of golden curls covering my head.
Golden curls on her head, except that in this animated story, she has straight brown hair.
Dad dropped me off at school and went to his office.
Did Dad just run her over with the car? Well, at least she won't have to worry about allergies. So that was I'm allergic to school. Kind of not correct, because she wasn't allergic to school, she was just allergic to the flowers. Wouldn't it have been easier, instead of just constantly switching schools, to just go to the doctor and get some allergy medicine? Now, if you thought that one was strange, which I'm sure most of you did, there's another one that caught my eye that's called I was suspended for cosplaying. And this one has 2.5 million views. Now, I don't know about you, but I've never cosplayed before. Nothing against it. But the thumbnail was what really caught my eye.
Hey, I'm Patricia, and recently we had Spirit Week at our high school, which means we had to dress up to a certain theme like Pajama Day or Nerd Day. But I didn't participate. Why? I was just too lazy.
Was that guy's face drawn as a flower?
But my English teacher, Mr. Snape, who had always hated me, said, "Oh, Patricia, why don't you participate in Spirit Week?"
Okay, well now they're stealing stuff from other stories. Mr. Snape, and a character that's drawn like Snape is from the Harry Potter. I mean, come on. That's just lazy.
You're ruining the fun. Why was he picking on me again? I responded, "Don't annoy me." To which he responded, "I see you're too scared to put on a costume and express yourself."
Is that really a fight that a teacher would have with a student? Oh, you're too scared to put a costume on. Okay.
What? Scared? Me? No. I just didn't like wearing costumes. But fine. I was willing to prove him wrong. I went to this shop where they sold very revealing costumes and cosplays. I chose a pirate costume, and it was so short, it was almost like a bikini.
Yes, this is a very good idea. She didn't want to participate in dress-up day, so her way she's going to get it back her teacher is buy a very revealing costume, which has nothing to do with the thing of Spirit Day, and she's going to wear it the day after.
The next day, we had our English exam with Mr. Snape. It was perfect. I came 5 minutes too late, like always. But when Mr. Snape saw me, he said, "What the hell?" I said, "Ugh, cadet, step aside."
I feel like they've taken huge chunks out of this story and just given us little random parts.
Responded, "Get out of my classroom. You're dressed like a whore." I responded, "You said I was too scared to express myself, so here's my response."
Yes, here's my response. Next to almost no clothes.
He told me again, "Get out." And I responded, "Nope." Then he said, "Fine, you are suspended for the rest of the week."
I'm trying to think of what it would be like if any of my teachers had ever called me a whore. What do you respond to with that?
And I responded, "Sounds great. Then I don't have to come to your boring classes anymore." I acted cool, but actually, I was shocked. I just wanted to provoke my teacher a bit. But now I was suspended, and I didn't even know what that meant.
And clearly you did, because you were like, "Yeah, I won't have to be in your class." Again, did I fall asleep for a second of this story and just miss a major part?
I ended up calling up my dad and told him what Mr. Snape had done to me. My father always has a hot temper, so he got angry and said he'd come over right now. I thought he would support me, but when he saw me, he freaked out and screamed, "What are you wearing?"
You kind of had to expect that. I mean, you're dressed like you're ready to go on stage at a show.
I said, "It's Spirit Week, calm down." But my father said, "You look like you were working for a pimp. That's not how my daughter walks around."
Wow, Share My Story is a lot more free with the language than My Story Animated. Is it also odd that all the background characters are painted gray?
And to make things worse, I had to make up the English exam I had missed, and Mr. Snape put much harder questions on that exam, so I failed it terribly and got an F. That was a big problem because it meant I'd have to repeat the year. But I went to my principal and told him how Mr. Snape had put harder questions on my made-up exam.
Because you missed school because you got suspended for wearing a costume that was considered inappropriate. Like, what school does she go to? It must be really easy just to kind of do whatever you want.
You'll get one more chance. But this time, I studied a lot, and somehow managed to get a C- on my exam. I guess that next time, I'll simply not get into any stupid fights with any of my immature teachers.
Probably a pretty good rule of thumb just in general. That was Share My Story. They have other great ones, like, for instance, I have 10 kids at the age of 18. I don't know if that's true or not, but 8.2 million people watched it, so I don't even really know how that works. How does that even work? That can't happen, like, medically speaking. Or this one, a snake bit off my penis and I am breastfed at 16. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button and that little bell notification. It'll alert you when I post a new video. And if you want to follow me on my Discord channel or any of my social media, that's all in the description below as well. Definitely go give this channel a couple of their videos a watch. I mean, they're stupid, but I think you'll have a laugh. I'll see you guys next week with a brand new video.